Can porn ruin your sex life? That's what we're going to talk today about. It's important you know this and probably share it with your friends. This is huge. If you have yet to subscribe, please subscribe right now. Hit the button. We get lots of videos out every week and they can really change your life. Also, if you have a question about this or any other topic that we have, please write it in there. We'll get to you as soon as possible, and stay tuned. Can porn ruin your sex life? That is a big cultural question, and we have extremes on both sides. We have people saying, yes, go watch porn. It's going to make you, more sexual and more creative, and you're going to have more connection and all that kind of stuff. And then we have people over here saying, no, don't. That's really dangerous, okay? Well, let's first talk about the logic. Have you ever seen a course that says, watch this weightlifting video so you can get stronger? How about watch basketball and you're guaranteed to become a better basketball player? How about watching football? You become a better football player. How about watching a romance movie and you're going to become better at romancing your particular person? It's insane. No, watching something doesn't make you better at something. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. We don't talk about pornography. I can watch an artist who's incredibly at art, authentically. The artist isn't acting. Okay, unlike pornography, which is all actresses and actors, and some of them are on drugs, some of them are sex slaves. You have to be honest about that. Okay, but truly, if I'm watching a great artist and they're painting, I don't become a better painter. Watching pornography doesn't make you better sexually, especially with the person that you're committed to. Now, learning how they want to have sex, learning what arouses them, learning what they want to hear during sex, that can make you incredibly an erotic lover. That can make you more satisfying, because sex is more than what is done, it is what's said. And so we have a great book called Upgrade Your Sex Life, and it teaches you the 5 sexual expressions so that you can actually speak what that person wants to hear in their heart, and mind-blowing sex happens, okay? It can teach you how to have a sexual agreement and other things that you can really have sexual peace and really enjoy sex with the person you are committed to. But watching someone who gets turned on this way is not going to help you with your spouse or your partner who gets turned on this way. Listening to someone scream on script isn't going to make your spouse scream. But if you say what they need to hear, you might get more noise out of them. Okay? But how can porn affect you in a negative way? I remember reading a huge study on 20-year-olds who were having impotence issues. And they were having impotence issues because they were watching so much pornography. And now I've done thousands of porn and masturbation histories over my 35 years of dealing with people with sex addiction. And dealing with the wives of those men. And so what happens here is, if a guy starts doing porn early and attaches to the image, you have to understand how your brain works sexually, okay? And again, this isn't a wrong or right issue, this is just science. When you have a sexual release, you get the highest level of endogenous opiates, hits the prefrontal cortex of your brain, and boom, you get this big chemical rush. That's what makes people really scream. That's what makes people excited. That's what makes pleasure go through your whole body during sex, is these endogenous opiates, okay? And it's like a morphine-like substance. Now what happens is you literally attach to what you're looking at. And so if you're looking at someone of a different size, a different race, or a different wardrobe than your spouse or partner is going to wear, you're actually going to be attracted to that, and you're going to be less attracted to them. So porn can actually make you feel less attracted to your spouse's body because you're not gluing to just their body. When you have a singular neural pathway attaching to sex, it doesn't really matter what your spouse's body or your partner's body looks like. You're ring the bell, feed the dog, ring the bell, feed the dog. You start thinking that body is the hottest body. Okay, now if you take that and you split your neural pathway over this body, this body, this body, and this body, now you have an appetite for all different types of bodies and less of an appetite for the one that actually could be satisfying you. Now also, pornography teaches you things like you can have sex whenever you want. No negotiation. Pull up your phone and have sex. Real people, you have to talk to. They're interactive. You have to be concerned about their pleasure, not just your pleasure. Pornography makes you very selfish. It's all about you getting off. It's not about you making someone else happy, you giving to them, you learning how to please them. In pornography, you don't have to say anything. You can be a silent lover. In real sex, it's really not good to be a silent lover because your spouse isn't hearing anything from you. They're not hearing how fulfilling that they are making you. They're not hearing from you positive things about who they are. Okay, so porn rules and real rules are different rules. So what's happening is you're learning how to play basketball over here with pornography, but your spouse is playing football. And you're not learning anything that's really contributing to a better sex life with them. So pornography is probably not really helping you become a better lover with them. Okay, now in the fantasy world, where you're worshiped and adored, no questions, and Boo Boo Mommy loves you 24/7, that's different than a real spouse who doesn't always like you, who sees your flaws, who knows that you don't follow through or keep your word sometimes, or that you made a mistake, okay, and sometimes even reminds you of that mistake. Real sexuality is in context of a relationship. Pornography is an object relationship, so there is no intimacy or connection. And you can learn how to have sex without intimacy connection, and actually, a lot of the guys who I've worked with who struggle with pornography had to relearn how to actually be present, look their spouse in the eyes. Okay, let me give you 3 rules for relational sex. They're in Upgrade Your Sex Life. Highly recommend that if you have curiosity about having an incredible sex life. Okay, it will teach you how to have incredible sex life without going into positions or places. That's not what you need to have a great sex life. You need to know who your spouse or partner is sexually to have a great sex life and exploring them and learning them. But I'm talking about thousands of people. I've had to train them how to connect to their spouse or their partner during sex because they're just having sex, they're not making love. So let me give you 3 tips that makes this whole conversation worth you staying this long. If you do these 3 tips, you can increase your sex life even today, way more than watching any pornography for however many hours you want to watch it. Okay, now if you're addicted to pornography and you can't stop and you look at your sex life and you've had more porn sex than real sex, you might have a sex addiction. Go to sexaddict.com, SEXADDICT.com. There's resources, there's a free test. You can find out what type of sex addict you are. There's 6 types. If you want to get counseling, call our office, 719-278-3708. You can be free from pornography. I've been free from pornography for over 35 years, and I have a polygraph that proves it. So you don't have to stay stuck if you are stuck. But let's get back to those tips. Number 1, keep your eyes open during sex. Look into your spouse's eyes. Look into your partner's eyes. Behold them. See them. Much more connected sexually, and you can have mind-blowing orgasms. Number 2, have some kind of light on. Now, it doesn't have to be theatrical lighting like I'm sitting in right now. It can be as simple as a little candle, but enough to see each other's body and eyes. Number 3, nurturing conversation are specifically in the Upgrade Your Sex Life, specific conversations that they really want to hear before sex, during sex, and after sex. When you become an expert in their sexual expression, their sex language, you will be a better lover, way better lover than if you ever do the porn thing. Way better. Your spouse or partner deserves to have you being the best lover you can be for them. And learning about what other people do on a screen with a script and with cameras and lights and drugs and all that and slavery, that's not helping you. Okay? Learning how to be intimate outside the bedroom, we teach you that and Upgrade Your Sex Life, and inside the bedroom, how to manage that in a very powerful way. That's what you both deserve. And wouldn't it be great if your spouse took the time to learn what you want to hear and you could actually hear that, not through some porn video, but through the person who really cares about you. And once they can learn what you really are looking for, what you ache to hear, to be wanted, to be desired, you could be heard, and wow, you could have incredible sex. I've helped thousands of men and women have incredible sex. Porn is not your friend, okay? It actually can weaken your sexuality with your spouse or your partner. So if you're addicted, get help. If you're not, I would encourage you not to go down that road. Practice principles that can really help you get upgrade your sex life. And if you need counseling, call our office, 719-278-3708. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We have a lot of helpful videos, hundreds. And if you have a question about this or other topics, go ahead and put the question in the box and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And go have a great sex life.